What's up, guys? Cody Walden here at Big Tent Nashville, right here on Music Row. Give y'all a little tour, let y'all see the digs. Come on. So this is Big Tent Nashville. This is the glass door. We took out the glass ceiling because Kristen's working here.
My bad.
Hey, we got company.
Hey,
It's the puppeteer.
how's it going? This is Big Tent. We got Cubase running on the computer here. Cubase 10, the latest version. Download it if you haven't.
Steinberg, Yamaha.
Steinberg Yamaha.
We got the mixing suite here. Kristen on the board. These are all our charts. David writes out number charts for the songs that we write, and that's an 808 bass kick right there. So y'all know. Home Depot Yellowwood Special 2x10 piece of pine. This is what we call the board. Anybody that writes or works with us since we started signs the board. This is the mirror, and every time I come in here there's somebody sexy in it. This is a vocal booth. We brought in the 2x4s and the drywall, and we hung it and insulated it, and if you're ever cold, that's the place to get. This has got all our little knickknacks and paddywhacks. Sound
baffles. We made this. We made the sound baffles. Kristen and I made the
Kristen
sound
and
baffles.
David made those. And
That sign survived the fire. We were in a building, Little Red Barn, down the street on Music Row, that caught fire and burned to the ground. 3 or 4 things survived the fire. One was the board that was on the outside of the building. And Cody got that sign for Big Tent, and it was a banner hanging on the outside of the building. It somehow survived the fire, so we brought it in here.
Did you hear about the fire in the circus? It was intense.
Well, we're the Big Tent.
she's been turning a lot of heads in the recording production community, in addition to the music community, and they sent her and David a set of Yamaha HS7 studio monitors. How do you like them?
I love them. They're great. It's really helped with the mixes, I think. You'll hear the difference on our new releases, I'm sure.
What else did Steinberg give you?
Cubase 10. They gave me wave lamps. I mean, for mastering, they gave me the absolute all their synths and expansion packs for Hallian. They gave me Dorico, their notation software, and the speakers, a free T-shirt, a nice tech preview, you know. So it's really cool.
And they put you in a video?
They put me in a video with Zed, so yeah. So we always joke that Zed was opening for me because he was in before the video. He's in the video before.
Cody and I started Big Tent years ago, and we kind of followed that business model of not so much being a publishing company, but of being just a writing company, a creative entity. And we settled in a little space here on Music Row a couple years ago, and we fill that space up every day with songs and music. And then somewhere along the line we found Kristen Parisi, and she was referred to us by a songwriter here in Nashville who actually, we tell different stories because I was backing up an artist, some artists on stage. And Kristen happened to be there too, but she ignored us. And we invited her in to write. And
Well, it's the Nashville handshake, right? And it says, "Oh, we should write sometime," and then you never hear from them again because it's the thing you say. It's like saying hello, goodbye. And so when David said that, I said, "Okay, sure, yeah."
And a mutual friend actually brought Kristen over for a writing appointment. And the date's on the board there, if you look at the board.
14.
We're up here?
You look, yeah, you come over the board. You'll see,
It's somewhere on the right.
she's over here. I'm here. Wait. Wow, there's so many names on this board here. She's right there. And the date is...
Before you started working here?
Yeah,
That was her first day of a writing session.
my first interview.
That was her first interview. And wow, you're surrounded by some good people. Mike Hendricks is on there. Tommy Turner's right
Tommy
by you.
Turner, yeah, he was my first co-writer.
Tommy Turner is an artist here. I'm not happy here. I don't see
There's
my
Cody.
name. There's Cody Walden.
Andy Walden.
Cody Walden. It's M.E.G. Weber now. But people have come here throughout the years and written with us, and some people have written #1 hit songs here in Nashville, and some people we still work with, and some people have left Nashville. They found that the songwriting journey or the artist journey was just too difficult for them. And Kristen's one of the few people who she just is tough. She can
Stubborn.
I mean, it's about growth and development and tenacity. That's the word I would use. It's tenacity for someone to want to be a songwriter and just deal every day with the rejection, deal with the difficulties, the challenges. There's not a lot of money in entry-level songwriting. Not a lot of money at all. So you're chasing something that you deeply believe in. And then on top of the songwriting, then Kristen's chasing being a musician because she plays bass. She leads her own band. She's chasing being production with Cubase and artist development, her own artist development, and then all the promotion that goes along with being an independent artist and the cost of living in a city. It's not an easy journey when you're trying to be a writer alone, then a writer artist, and then a writer artist producer, and a writer artist, songwriter, co-writer, all the people we co-write. So some of the people here have cut our songs. Some of the people have left Nashville, and
Some are signed.
Some are signed artists. Yeah.
Some might be your favorite artist.
Just people ask us to write every day. I mean, I don't want to say like every single day, but we'll get email requests from people, we'll get phone calls, we'll get text messages. I don't know how people find us, but people manage to find us, and they request writing appointments, and we've ratcheted down the number of external writing appointments that we have because as we've grown and developed as a business, we just don't have the time. It's a technology-driven industry now. It's very computer.
We're more focused on writing songs and then producing them and releasing them through Revival Records / M.E.G. Productions. So that's really where the business model has shifted for us. Is now with the way the music industry is today, you can release to streaming and be making money off of that. Especially if you own the majority of your publishing, you own the majority of your writer's share, and you own the masters, which we do as our record label. And so that's really where we've shifted towards, not so much of playing the numbers game of writing with a lot of people and hoping somebody likes the song enough to cut it and invest in it themselves. We've decided, well, we like what we write, so we're going to invest in that and cut it ourselves and promote it. So that's really where we're at.
We're not a static publishing company. Many publishing companies, like people can pitch them songs, or people come in and play songs for them. They're looking for external songs. We're more what I would call a dynamic company where we write with the artists ourselves. The people here own portions of the company. Kristen owns half of a production company. She's the president of the Dark Matter Laboratory, and that focuses on music production, primarily on production of her songs and Cody Walden songs. So her company owns the masters of those songs. And Steinberg has been, involved with Kristen, promoting Kristen. Steinberg International, they're owned by Yamaha Corporation now, so they gave Kristen, they gave you a whole suite of material of Cubase.
Yeah.
And we went through that before with you on the computer. And then they really believe in her, and it's nice to see an international company that's not in Nashville. I think people
supporting an independent artist, because it's hard enough with. As welcoming as the music community is, the music industry is still tough to break into. And I've heard the phrase that you have to help yourself before anybody else will help you. And starting to do production and connecting with Cubase, they've really been a huge supporter and has helped me and encouraged me along my creative journey. It's definitely been a huge thing for me to be associated with Steinberg and Yamaha in the way that I am.
Creating sounds, not just creating a beat, but creating the whole song, writing the song, creating the beat, writing the lyrics, performing the lyrics, recording the song, perfecting the song, performing the song, then mixing the song and mastering the song. That's a lot of work. That's more work than that's more work than I ever want to do the rest.
Steep learning curve. Yeah, I feel like I'm still climbing. So, yeah. Really early in it, so it might be cool to show.
me one?
Yeah, so it's just the beat so far. Yeah, this is one of them. It's just the beat. So, got to write to it. And, I figured this is like an intro. And then a verse here or something.
This is gonna be, yeah.
Layered vocals, some of that vocal synth too that you told me about.
That's great.
That would be cool. My time curing internet dysentery. With all your skills, you'd make a great secretary. Judging from your pics, your problems probably dietary. What's your style? Is it called ordinary? I refer you to my dad, but his focus isn't veterinary. What I'm doing is legendary, hopefully extraordinary. Might go viral, results may vary. I'm reverse cowgirl in a world full of missionary. Liberally likable, conservatively scary. When I'm rolling on a river, I barely take a tributary. If you wanna do this, I'll be your huckleberry. Say you can stream it while you sit at home alone. But remember one thing, honey, I've got the microphone. Don't you get tired keeping up? You must get exhausted putting time when saying how I dress, but honestly, I'm not trying to impress. Give it up, yes, give it up, yes. Give it up, yes, give it up, yes. Give it up, yes, give it up, yes. Give it up, yes.
Laz is doing the camera work behind the scenes here, and you can see him in the mirror here. If we look back at Big Tent, we look back to that 2011 time frame when you and I met, and we were both living in East Nashville at the time. And I couldn't afford to move to Miami like you live in the Southeast. But we met, and we established a working relationship pretty quickly. We had a lot in common, we just liked working together. And I had told you I was writing with young artist Cody Walden, and you did a beat, and I took the beat to Cody. I remember he was living in Franklin at the time, and I took the recording down there, and we wrote a song called Revival. And I love that song. And we wrote probably a series of 6 or 7 songs with the intention of creating a musical, and hopefully we'll eventually achieve that goal. You know, whether it takes us 5 years, 10 years, or 30 years. Hopefully we'll get that musical done, but the musical was supposed to be about a small town and a tent revival that gets set up in the town and the characters in the town for the revival. And Laz wrote the music for, I'd say at least 5 of the songs, or maybe 6 of the songs. And that's where the Big Tent came from, the tent revival. Cody said, well, let's just call it the company Big Tent for the tent revival. And that's where that started. Then Kristen came along, and
I think Revival carried over to Revival Records, because as soon as we started talking about what we wanted to name the record label, Cody said Revival Records. He didn't even have to think about it. He already knew what he wanted it to be called, and I thought it was the perfect name.
They have this great phrase in Nashville. They say, when you come to Nashville, you have to find your Nashville family. And I love that phrase, because those are the people you have a creative, some type of creative connection with. And people have come back and forth here. Over the years, they'll leave for a year or two, and they'll come back and they'll write with us, and they'll leave again, and they'll come back. But there's still that core group of people that, what they call your Nashville family, that's your creative team.
So I started just releasing stuff under my name, Kristen Parisi, and then I'd have people come out and see me live here in Nashville, and they'd say, this doesn't sound like what you have on Spotify, because what I was doing on Spotify, I was doing a Cubase with electronic sounds and more pop. and alt pop leaning, and I just thought, you know, it would be good to take that sound but park it under a different brand. So people are coming to see Kristen Parisi, they're gonna get the bass player, they're gonna get the acoustic guitar sound, lead guitar, and, you know, acoustic drum kit. But when you go to listen to Parisi on Spotify, you're gonna hear that electronic pop thing. So that's where those two come from. So Kristen Parisi is gonna be more of my Nashville songwriter and indie rock sound, and Parisi's my electronic sound. And my producer sound, my producer name. So far I just do production just for myself and for Cody.
So you promo the song.
This is a book of the charts of all the songs, Kristen's songs for her band. These are all Nashville number charts. The songs that she wrote, they're all revised, arranged. We rehearse these all the time. Pretty cool, huh? Nashville number charts of Kristen Parisi songs. She writes a lot of songs.
Can you look at just that one last little thing right there? How many beats per minute? Yeah, right there. And the bass drops in right there, doesn't it? Yeah, just like that. Party way, call the girls and call the guys. P to the A to the R to the... Yeah, that'll work great. Perfect. I got the lyrics if you want to hit the phone.